I'm Krishna. I'm having 10 years of industrial experience working for a global MNCs.
So we are going to discuss about AWS data engineering with Python, Snowflake, and a bit of Snowpark, and a part of a Spark. A Spark, essence of a Spark is also going to have in this course. Okay, so just to give you a bit brief. Okay, this has been designed majorly for a November batch. Usually, this November batches we design because there is a freeze time. This is all freeze time, right? So there is no budget allotments will happen. So we designed this course in a way that you could able to complete a major part by the time when the budget starts rolling out. That is something usually in the year ends December times and all. What happens is companies will start putting their budget on a freeze. They will not release any budget so that you won't be find a lot of opportunities in the market right now, right in the position, right? So usually what happens is end of the Jan at the start of the Feb is something that requirements will be starting and you will be finding a lot of opportunities in the market. Okay. So we design keeping that in mind, we designed this course and we brought up all the important topics to the front and high demand in demand in the market projects in front so that you will be ready by the time that you can able to go for an interviews. Okay, so that's the whole idea of designing this particular cloud data engineering concepts. Okay, so the whom this particular this particular training is going to helpful. Okay, so this is majorly a data engineering project. Okay, so no DevOps, right forward, no DevOps, no infra managements, infra people, no admin people. This will help you guys to upskill your knowledge, but this is not purely an admin activities we are going to perform. Okay, majorly this training is going to suit for a people who deals with the data. It could be a data developers, a data engineers who performs a cleaning activities and all the wrangling activities and all. Okay, who are the data analysts? So data analyst also how they want to deal up with data, how they want to connect with the multiple databases, how they want to do an analytics on top of it. So all this information also will be helpful if you are going to this one. Okay, majorly coming to the technical components, what we are picking out of this particular roadmap, right? So majorly on a Snowflake or you call it as an AWS, right? So when you go into market, so there are explicit positions called as a Snowflake senior developer, Snowflake admin, Snowflake architecture, something like that. You will be having this kind of roles, including to that AWS also, like AWS engineer, AWS senior engineer, or AWS lead or AWS architect. So these are the roles we will be having. So majorly all these roles which who deals with the data. Okay, that means they will be interacting data, they will be writing a data, reading a data, transforming the data, and they will be making the shape of the data how the requirements are. Okay, so this is majorly for the data developers information. So you see here the training suits to this all three roles. Okay, and what and all we are going through this ones. Okay, so everyone will have this common question saying that yes, what exactly you are going to taught us. Okay, so if anybody of this batch, okay, so just before I go into that particular ones, right? So this batch being started from November 23rd. Okay, that is like last month, 23rd, 22nd, 23rd range it was started. Okay, the initial component you see here, the roadmap, the first component is a MySQL. Okay, we are already completed within a MySQL. Now, right now, why we are conducting this demo is there are folks in the market. There are people in the market. They have an extensive SQL knowledge already, but they want to upskill, like people who are working within a PL SQL for a lot of years, or who have only a SQL knowledge, or they have a SQL knowledge with the different other tools. Okay, so the prerequisite is for us to join this, training from now onwards. That is from like tomorrow onwards, we have a demo classes going to start. That is, we are going to start from a Snowflake level. So you see the second line, right? The second line is going to start from tomorrow onwards. Okay, people who already have a good knowledge on a SQL level, so they are nice to join. People who don't have a SQL knowledge also, if you are confident saying that yes, I can able to cope up within a SQL. Okay, that we are going to discuss anyway in a Snowflake also how we to write to the SQLs and all, but we don't go into the basics here because that we have learned into the first line that you are seeing, that the first pointer. Okay, in first milestone being completed on last Thursday, and last Friday the project being submitted to the folks. People are started doing their projects assignments also. They are going to complete their project by today. So 4 days we have to given them to complete the project, MySQL project. As part of the MySQL project, we have completed a tool installation. We understand what are the databases, data warehouses, and data marts, and all the basic SQLs, including an intermediate versus an advanced analytical functions also we have learned there. Okay, so that's been covered already. The people who are in this forum, who wants to know, don't have a SQL knowledge, but still you are interested to go with this particular roadmap. So SQL is something we will provide the nose classes for you. If you can, as a self-paced, you can parallelly practice that you are going through the other set of the course, and you can come up with the questions. We are happy to help you. Okay. So as I said, what you will be going through this roadmap, right? So I'm not talking about technical components here. How really a technical component you are going to achieve it. Okay. So we will be learning a theoretical, we will be learning a technical hands-on every day. And finally, after ending of in each course, I mean, after ending of a MySQL, after ending of a Snowflake, after ending of a Python Snowpark, every course. So what you're going to do is you will be submitted, you will be given a project to be completed. So we will give you a case study, we will give you a problem statement, and we will give you questions. So that questions you have to implement and submit it as an assignment. Okay. Right now, the people who are already the batch running, right? Those folks are into completing the project what we have given on last Friday. Okay. So again, I'm highlighting. So you will be having an hands-on labs. You will be having an exercises every day. You will be going through multiple use cases and best practices, interview questions, and how real-time projects works. So you will be going through all these details. Okay. So the MySQL part is already completed. So from tomorrow onwards, we are going to learn a Snowflake Cloud Data Warehouse. Okay. As part of the Snowflake Cloud Data Warehouse, starting from Snowflake Cloud Data Warehouse, we will be learning all the ETL or ELT process, how it can be done on a Snowflake level. Okay. We will be learning how you can able to do the inbound and outbound of a data loading. That means from outside world to Snowflake Cloud Data Warehouse and Cloud Data Warehouse to Snowflake, how you are going to load the data. Okay. How you are going to handle a different types of data. Okay. How securely you can share the data with many people, and multiple another unique features you will be learning as part of the Snowflake. Okay. And as part of the Snowflake itself, you will be doing a real-time project and real-time data loading and batch processing, real-time streaming data and batch processing, both you will be going to handle as part of the Snowflake Cloud Data Warehouse. Okay. Now Snowflake Cloud Data Warehouse, we will be learning towards as a master. You can be ready once you learn this Snowflake Cloud Data Warehouse. You will be ready in a way that you can able to go and attempt for a Snow Pro certifications. Okay. So Snow Pro certification is one of the advanced certifications. Okay, which Snowflake is providing and very high in demand in the market right now. So once we complete our training of the Snowflake Cloud Data Warehouse, you will be almost ready to give that certification if you complete all the assignments what we are going to give. Okay. As part of this roadmap, we will be completing from tomorrow onwards. It is going to start as Snowflake. This Snowflake will go for almost 30 days. It will go. That is like almost to January end, last week it will go. After that, we will be learning a programming. Okay, that is something like a Python. In Python, we are going to learn a bit, a numpys, pandas, data frames, how we do all the basic operators, and how you are going to do your file handlings, and every data engineering perspective, we will be learning everything. And in Python itself, what will happen is we have a project. So if you see here, there are each line indicates each technical component here. Okay, MySQL and a Snowflake and a Python Snowpark, AWS and DBT. Okay, when you enter into Python, so you will be having a project which you are going to integrate your on-premises MySQL with a Snowflake. That is like you are going to do a project in a Python that you will be reading a data from your on-premises by writing a program, and you will be doing all the business requirements and business rules you will be implementing in a Python, and you will be connecting to a Snowflake and started loading the data. That how real time in a project it happens. Okay. So that project you will be doing as part of the Python. And Snowpark is one more advanced level of a Snowflake. So one more feature that the Snowpark has came in. So here the Snowpark is more of like a data frames. Like there will be a Spark flavor on this Snowpark. So what will happen is how the data faster execution happens. How can you utilize? But it is all going to be a programming. When you comes to Python plus Snowpark, it is all going to be a programming levels. Okay. So that what happens is you will be learn data frames and everything as part of the Python. You will be writing this Python on a visual code. Okay, Visual Studio, you will be writing this code to connecting your on-premises with a Snowflake as a real-time projects, how it works. Okay, and whatever we are going to learn as part of the Python, okay, that same data frames will be utilized on a Snowpark level, which is on a Snowflake level. We will be going to implement and how we are going to tweak the advanced levels of data loadings or data handlings, how it is going to perform. We will be learning. So Snowpark is also oncoming, right? I would say that upcoming on a Snowflake side, how machine learnings, this all stuff are who people who are using, right? Snowpark is going to be in a very high in demand. Okay, so for those reasons you will be using. So we will learn Snowpark, how we can able to do Snowpark directly on a Snowflake UI, and we will be writing a programs to understand how we by using a data frames and all. Okay, so and also to keep the people engaged and understand how Spark architecture works. Okay, we are not going in detail of Spark implementation on premises, but as now what is happening is companies are asking people to understand how the underlying architecture is going to work. Okay, to make sure that people are understanding how the architecture is going to work, we have provided 2 days of a session that how Spark architecture really works. Okay, in a backend, what is like in a distribution mechanism happens, what is a Spark context, what is kind like a how the data will get distributed, how you can able to use them in memory RDDs and all. So that and all we will be teaching to just bring you a knowledge that you can able to cope up when you go into projects. Okay, so we will be completing a Python and Snowpark by mid of January, mid of February or probably end of February. Okay, so till this level, once you are completed, you are ready to apply for any jobs. Okay, that is like mid of February, start of the February, you are ready to apply the jobs. Parallelly, you can continue our trainings. Okay, and once we completed here, so as I said that every line you are seeing over here is going to have a project. So we are going to complete the project. Okay, and then we will be jumping onto an AWS. So nowadays you see that every profile, okay, any data engineering profile, you take it randomly or any way you take it, anywhere you search it, okay, they will be at least expecting you to have a one cloud knowledge in your resume or as a demand in the requirements. Okay, so we choose to have it as an AWS because AWS is one of the public cloud which captured a huge customer base in lot of countries. Okay, 38, 37.8, 39 point, now 38 point something percentage is there. Okay, it's already captured. Okay, a lot of companies are already invested their money on AWS and their infrastructure is already running. Okay, so as part of the AWS, what we will be doing is we will be learning all the data engineering concepts. What is a cloud? Okay, what types of the clouds we have it, and on a data engineering level, how you can able to deal with the data. Our Athena Lambda functions. Okay, you will be reading a Glue, EMR, and different other components you will be learning, which are from a data engineering perspective. Okay, so I could see there is a question asked. I will take up the questions once I completed this slide. Okay. And once the AWS is completed, so we will be having a project, as I said. So for every completion of a course, we will be having a project. So this AWS, so when we come into this particular AWS, we will be having a project which you can integrate this all. Okay, so that is something like you will be loading a data into Snowflake. That how can you lead the data from a Snowflake using an AWS, and you will be loading the data into somewhere else. Okay, by doing all the business rules of implementation. So that what we are doing is we are trying to integrate one after one and making it as a one full-fledged project by end of this. Okay, and final component we have is in a DBT. So DBT is it's a cloud build tool. Okay, data build tool. Okay, so this tool is nowadays it is getting famous. Okay, you guys can able to search it in Google. So a lot of companies are adopting this DBT now. So this DBT is helpful to do some kind of transformations out of the box. Okay, where you don't need to do any transformations on any kind of a cloud data warehouses. What you can do is this build tool will help you to create a transformations out of it and can help you to connect with a different other cloud data warehouses. Okay, that is something like it can able to connect to the Snowflake, it can able to connect to the Redshift, it can able to connect to the different other adapters. Okay, so using this DBT, how you are going to do an orchestration, how you are going to implement the transformations, how here also you will be learning a bit of programming. So majorly it's a SQL part, but we will be writing a bit of Zinza code and all. So we will be, so usually what happens is development team will develop the stuff and testing team will test something. Okay. But what DBT provides is DBT where you can able to create your own test cases. As a developer perspective, you will be getting a business requirements. As part of this business requirements, you will be building your test cases. Okay. Like that, we have a many other features with the DBT that also we will be learning. Okay, nowadays you can see the combination is Snowflake with the DBT. You will be finding a lot of opportunities. Okay, and AWS is something they are asking. So I was saying that by mid of February or start of February, you will be ready to do some. It's ready to start applying the jobs, right? So as part of the Snowflake itself, we will be learning a few concepts like in what is an S3, what is an SQS, how it is going to helpful, what is an IAM roles. Okay, these are all bit of, okay, I would say 15 to 15 percentage of your AWS you will be learning as part of the Snowflake itself. Okay, so because we are integrating AWS with the Snowflake, so you will be learning a few concepts as part of a Snowflake itself, so that you will able to put AWS knowledge also into your resume and you will be going into the markets. Okay, so now you see whatever this lines indicates, okay, is going to be a technical components. Okay, not only technical components, out of the box what we have done is we made the freshers who are going into the market, they should know how really the project works. Okay, that means when they go enter into a project, how you will be gathering a requirements, what exactly the design helps you. Okay, as part of the MySQL we have discussed about what is an ER diagram, how the relations happens also. Okay, so what happens in a similar fashion, a person who goes into in a project, so he needs to understand how really the project's SDLC will happen. That's called as a software development lifecycle happens. Okay. So as part of that particular training, we are going to provide a class on Agile and a Scrum, how really it works, how a Scrum Master roles happens. Okay. How you will be getting your stories and how you will be utilizing a Zira and Confluence pages. Okay. Apart from that, as a profile building, we will be helping you how you are going to build your profile in a LinkedIn or a Naukri, and we will be helping you out with how effective resumes you can able to build and you can go into the market. Okay, with all this club of all the information, right, technical and non-technical stuff, so we will be helping we have in a different teams. So in the teams, placement cell teams we call. So those teams will be always interactive with you and they will be rolling out with you saying that these are all the opportunities are there in the market. So once you are ready with all the stuff, okay, people who wants to stay. So always I suggest to the students is if you complete it till halfway through, you are ready to apply for the jobs. Okay, so that you will able to understand the potential of the market, what exactly they're expecting you. Okay, so that parallelly you can learn it and you can able to give a shot that you can able to understand how the market is, what the market is expecting from you. Okay, so once you are ready with everything and you can able to go for a jobs, and we also show the jobs for a lot of folks. Okay, so we will be walking through to that to whom you need to apply, what kind of jobs are available. So we will be rolling out, and every day at 11 o'clock in the morning there will be a meeting will be there, the placement meeting we call. So you can join that call and you can ask if you have any questions or how to approach or any help you need it, guys. So they will be helping us. Okay, so this is in a very high level walkthrough, and just underlying the saying, tomorrow onwards the demo sessions are going to be started. The classes are going to be from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. Okay, it can extend for 10-15 minutes, 8:15, something like that. Okay, based on the people interaction and how they are going to come up with the questions, if they want to understand in a different way. So we will be extending 10-15 minutes. So it is starting at a 6:30 in the morning and going to be 8:15 in the morning. Okay. So it's going to be in IST times, Indian Standard Times. Okay. So that's a whole info of how this cloud data engineering is going to be. And again, I just want to notify everyone, this been started on November 23rd. So whatever you're seeing on the leftmost side, the MySQL is being completed. If anybody interested, if they want to learn the MySQL also, we will be supplying the notes and the classes what we have been shown up. And if you guys have still have a questions, anything, you can bring up that questions into the Snowflake ones. Okay, so we will be covering over here. Okay, so I hope I'm making sense and you guys are able to follow me. Now I'll go through the questions. Okay, what is the difference between a Databricks and a Snowflake? Yeah, so Chetan, so Databricks and Snowflake, right? So what happens is, now I would say Databricks you might be hearing this word Databricks from last probably 1.5 year to 2 years. Okay, not before that. Snowflake is into the markets from 2012, and they are very highlight. 2012 to 2014, they were into stealth period, and they were being came into us 2014. So Chetan, so what happened is, in usually whenever the companies are there, you have a take or 10 companies are there. Okay, so 10 companies will be as a serving company, service based companies. What happens is, majorly the day-to-day activity is they want to run a day-to-day information, and they want to get that information available for the executives to take a decision. Okay, very minimal transformations. They don't need to go for in-depth of something doing it. Okay, they don't need heavy clusters to be executed. Okay, then in that cases what will happen is, so just a two deviations I'm saying. Okay, one heavy mission I have given you to build a plate. You are building a plate, very small plate you are building. Okay, I have given you a very big mission to build a plate, and I tell that with a small infrastructure also you can build that plate. Okay, plate or a pen or any product you can take. Okay, so now you can compare that heavy mission can able to do that particular pen as well. Your small infrastructure also can able to do that pen as well. Okay, that heavy mission is called as a data bricks. Okay, just to give you an understanding perspective, it is very complicated to understand. I don't deviate, or I don't blame Databricks cannot do. Databricks can do the activity what is needed. But when you need that one is when a company is really doing a deep kind of analysis. Okay, a deep infrastructure of a deep knowledge information it has to do, deep analytics it has to do. Okay, in that cases you can go with a Databricks. When the actual companies, service based companies, what happens is they do a cloud BI engineering. Okay, every company will not do a deep understanding of deep analytics. Okay, for those what will happen is Snowflake is the best fit. Okay, and also whatever the features you will be finding in a Databricks which are almost being built, so which are all came up from a Snowflake only. Okay, Snowflake was the first into the market. From that features they take it into the Databricks. Okay, so to give you a best simple example, the basics, the company, what company needs. Okay, most of the company needs is Snowflake is best fit. When you want to company really wants to go very deep of analytics or deep of machine learning should be done, then they might need to go to Databricks, because Databricks is very little costlier than Snowflake. And which when you want to go for a unified analytics and all, then you need to go for Databricks. When you need day-to-day services to be completed, Snowflake. That's the reason when you see the client comparisons, Snowflake will have a more clients because they need a normal services to be completed. Databricks will find a less clients because those can be used only at a particular levels where you need a unified analytics to be done. Okay, so just to give you a simple example, a big mission to do a small activity, a small mission to complete your small activity. Okay, so now you can compare really how it needs to be done. Okay, so both can able to do your activities. So data engineering activities, both can able to do it. Okay, Snowflake, you will find a lot of opportunities outside because cheap in market, cloud agnostic, so it can able to connect to any clouds. Experience in the market, right? Snowflake came around almost 2014 2015. Databricks you might see probably 2020 21 to this one. Okay, so what are the features for Snowflake providing that came later into the Databricks? Okay, but Databricks is also good. I don't say Databricks is bad, but I say that companies really doesn't need that capacity of doing it, and understanding and UI is like a little complicated than what we have in a Snowflake. Okay, there are a lot of parameters how the company really utilize it is. Okay, is that fine? Is that make
Yeah,
sense? Go ahead.
yeah, Krishna. It's Mohan here.
Yes, Mohan.
Yeah, actually, I have a doubt. You know, idea about SSIS, I think SQL Server
Yeah,
Integration Services. So,
integration services.
so
Yes.
how the SQL, how much SQL will have, like same as SSIS, it will be there in the Snowflake, or is there any transformation already predefined icons just we are using like a talent? We have a different components and we're using the talent rather than
Yeah,
compared to
yeah, I
SSIS,
got you.
it's very less in, yeah.
Mm.
So
Makes
how far we need to dig into the SQL
Yeah.
for
So when you go
Snowflake?
into talent and SIS, right? So you will have a UI it is. So you will be having a components. All you do is a drag and drop. So that particular logic would have been written inside the component. Could be a Java or something. They would have been already written it. All you need to do is you have to select a few options inside that. So that will perform as the component is being designed, right? So, but in a Snowflake, what we will be doing is we will be writing that logic. By itself, Snowflake doesn't know the logic. So we will be writing the logic. So you will be understand. So Snowflake, you have to educate Snowflake that how you have to behave it. It says that I will provide you the features. All you need to do is design how you want to design it.
Okay, there will be no components like these tools, but we need to write code in the SQL and Python both.
Exact. Python, yeah, you can write in SQL, Python, Java, Spark, Node.js. There are many other languages. Scala also you can write it, but
Okay.
majorly in the market is Python and SQL is something we need it. And we will
Okay.
be learning a bit of JavaScript, not a Java. Java is totally different from a JavaScript. Okay. A bit
Yeah,
of
yeah.
JavaScript only for when we are learning the stored procedures, which is a very, very important concept when we are learning the Snowflake.
Okay, stored procedures where we need to write here, right?
Yeah, we
Stored
will be writing,
procedures.
we'll be designing stored procedures. Yeah. Two ways of
Oh,
a stored
okay.
procedures we'll be designing, both SQL and a JavaScript stored procedures we'll be designing.
Oh, NoSQL will be covered in this course, right?
Snowflake will also will be covered. So in when I talked about outbound, right? So outbound, as part of the outbound process, we will be installing a SnowSQL, and whatever there in your local system using a SnowSQL, how can we export it into a cloud environment and perform the activities? We will be doing that.
Oh, okay. Local SQL only we're uploading to the Snow. That's why it's called NoSQL. That's it.
SnowSQL is not like that. If
Okay.
something is on your computer, someone has sent you an email and you want to download and do it into a Snowflake load.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. In that cases, you
Yeah.
will be on your local systems.
Oh, okay. So we will cover that.
Yeah, yeah. That installation will be done and the commands we will be learning. How to
Okay.
connect it, configurations and all we will be learning.
And small last one. You mentioned here AWS, right?
Yes.
So for learning this glue and glue, especially Lambda functions and
Mhm.
Athena, do we need any knowledge on Redshift?
Redshift we will learn. You don't need previous. Anyway, we will learn the Redshift.
Oh, you will
Redshift is
give
part
me
of
the
it.
basics of, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Redshift,
Thanks.
DynamoDB, Athena, S3, SQS, Glue, EMR, quick, cloud loggings, step functions, Lambda functions, all this. What are
Mhm.
the data engineering concepts we will be learning? Okay.
Okay.
Only one
Okay.
thing I'm just highlighting it again. AWS EMR. Okay.
Mm.
I'll give, because we are going to learn this as part of the cloud trial versions. So we are all going to have a trial versions.
Yeah.
Okay. As part of the trial versions, AWS EMR will be little costly. Okay. So
Yeah.
what will
Yeah.
happen is it will charge you a bit of money. For this alone, what I'll do is I will be walking through that how to be done in AWS EMR, and I will be explaining that how it needs to be done. It's an optional for you guys to practice it or just go through my class to understand.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We
If
don't
you're
need
okay to
much,
start.
right, for our job. Yeah.
Yeah, it's needed for your job. I'm saying it's needed, definitely needed for your job. Okay. But I'm saying if really you're confident, you can build it. So it will cost you 150 rupees or 160 rupees of a usage for that. Okay. So if you are anywhere, if you are speculation and if you're not understanding something by mistake, if you also trigger, it will charge you your credit card directly. So for that reason only, I'll always make sure my students are going through the classes triple of times and they understand it, then they perform the EMR. Okay. Because our credit card will be attached to this AWS account.
Yeah.
They will give us a 300 free credits. We will start utilizing only that free credits. Okay.
Oh, perfect. Thanks. Yeah.
I will just, do we get recorded sessions in case we miss the class? Yes, Rajat. So you will be getting, every session will be recorded. And let me quickly show that. Okay. Yeah. So once you get it into our projects, right? So you will be, you as a student, you will be getting in a different UI. Okay. So how you usually see is you will be seeing these batches. Okay. So let me go into this one. This is the batch which is running for us. So you will see the folks who are all joined. Okay, so these are three combos. For every session you will be going to have it. Okay, so course introduction, all the information will be available here, and everyday class notes. So whatever the hands-on we are going to do it, right? So this, you see, this is all SQL classes. This is all recorded sessions. You will go through all these ones. And assignments, if you see here, this assignments, everyday assignments. So every day we will be learning an assignments. So we will be providing an assignments to complete. And finally, there will be a project also will be uploaded. So you have to submit this assignments. So I will be getting this assignments. Sorry, who is that? Tariq. Yes, Tariq.
Hello. Yeah, hi, Krishna. I have one question. Are you covering Snowflake Partner Connect also?
Yeah, Snowflake Partner Connect, DBT is one thing we are covering here.
DBT
Okay.
Cloud or DBT Core?
DBT Cloud, not core.
Okay. And what about SQL DBM for designing Snowflake or star schemas?
No, not SQL DBM is not part of it. So majorly we are into data engineering side. SQL DBM is for designing. So we are not covering that.
Okay, so you're not covering data model.
Data modeling is not part of the data engineering. So we are not covering. So, but we have given a a walkthrough on a ER diagrams and all how it will be done and how really in a projects who will walk through that and how you have to cope up as an engineer.
Okay, but are you covering that in MySQL or like where are you covering?
MySQL, it's covered as part of the MySQL.
Okay, so if someone is joining like from Snowflake course, so how the person can get the access for the previous course?
Yeah, we will be providing an access. Now you have seen just the screen which I have shown you,
Okay,
right?
recorded sessions. If
Yeah, all
someone
the
has questions regarding that, then will
you
you
can
cover?
bring up into the classes. Okay, so what happens is we have a different channels. One is a WhatsApp group, so you can post your questions over there. If still you have something to be discussed, what you can do is you can bring up into the class so that we will discuss in the class. And also, if everyone have a questions, we will be arranging a workshops, probably monthly once or something. In that workshops also we are going to discuss.
Okay, and for orchestration, are you using Snowflake Task or Airflow?
We are going to use a Snowflake task as part of the Snowflake, and DBT we are going to use a DBT orchestration tools.
Okay,
Okay, and AWS we are going to use for EM. So Glue for
step function.
direct Glue. Yeah, step functions is one we are using, and in Glue and EMR directly we will be assigning a cron jobs or a EMRs direct.
Okay, thanks, Krishna.
Right, Krishna.
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Actually, are we learning the entire end-to-end project from MySQL to Snowflake? It is kind of a data migration project or a DBT, kind of like something.
Can you just repeat that, sir? You're breaking in between.
Actually, I want to know that in this course, are we learning the entire end-to-end project from database to data warehouse?
Yeah, we are going to learn entire so on premises to how you can able to migrate the data into cloud. Okay, once
Okay.
after loading the data into a cloud, how can you deal with the data and medallion architecture also, like how are the staging and CDCs also we will be learning. How change data capture you can do it in day-to-day activity. Yes, we are going to learn entire project.
So this course is designed for the database developer, or a Snowflake developer, or a data warehouse developer.
So this is majorly data developer instead of I call it as a database developer or someone. So even database developers also can fit it into this role. So what happens is nowadays database developers are also doing an engineering activities, like loading a data from there and here, right? Transforming the data based on a business rules is also become a part of the database engineers now. So for them, if that particular requirement suits for those guys, for them also it is suitable. But it's not like how you are going to design your databases. I would say that how you are going to maintain the databases, how your backend servers are going to work. For those kind of requirements, this is not a right fit.
So data modeling,
Yes.
yeah, sorry, sir. Data modeling is there,
Oh.
right? So because we'll get generally raw data, so we need to model that data. Here, any concept of facts and dimensions, these kind of things in
So
in
facts
this.
and dimensions, we will be discussing that how really it will be works. Okay. So, but we don't really do a modeling here. So modeling data modeler is a difference, right? So what happens is data engineers, when you really go into a data engineering, so data modeling will be having a data modelers. Okay. Their role is they will not develop things. They will model the data how it should be. Okay. So if you can go to the roles and responsibilities of the data modelers, they will not develop any kind of Python code. They will not any kind of SQL executions. What they do is they design the tables, how it needs to be, how the facts and dimensions to be designed. So as part of this particular course, you will be understanding how the facts and dimensions will work, how all the measures will be there, where are the actual values will be there, that you will be understanding, but we don't model it. So I'm not going to teach a modeling over here. So we will be understanding what is facts and dimensions.
And
Okay.
in fact, we don't require also in our day-to-day job that
Not
one.
required. The data modeling, as I said,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
So I am a Snowflake engineer, right? This course
okay.
is, I can say myself as a Snowflake engineer. Am I correct? This
AWS
course is
engineer also
designed
you
for.
can call. Yeah,
Oh,
AWS. So what happens is, but you when you call a Snowflake engineer or AWS engineer or a Python programmer, nowhere you will be modeling it. So what happens is, think that there is a data coming up. Okay. So instead of a data coming up also, right? So your company has designed a website. Okay. They are selling a lot of products. Okay.
okay.
So every products there is a different kinds of sales happening from different places or something like that. Okay. Now
Mhm.
how the data to be stored in what shape the data to be stored, what are all the tables to be stored, so for each category what kind of tables to be created, that's not your duty.
Okay.
Okay, That's not your duty. What happens is that's a duty of a modeler. What modeler will do is business analyst modeler, they will say business analyst will explain saying that okay, this is what the business is going to come up. Okay, what the other guy data modeler will do is okay, this is the data, this category of data should be available this way. Okay, that guy will explain to the data engineer saying that I'm expecting this kind of data to be available at this place. Okay, now he will tell you that this is the shape to be. Now you will be building that shape, but designing that shape is not your duty. Okay, that designing that how the shape of the data and where exactly it has to be resided something will be decided by your data modelers. How facts and dimensions, right? So he will be saying, so there is a fact table available, there is a dimension table available. So you have to perform a joins and you have to bring up the data. Now data engineer has to think about it. So what are the primary keys? How you have to join the facts and dimensions? What actually the facts will contain? What actually the dimensions is contain? That concept you will be understanding, but how to design the fact and how to design the dimension is not your work. He will be telling you explicitly that how it needs to be designed. Okay, he will provide you a mapping document, he will provide you all the details for that. So that works goes to the data modelers and the business analysts. They will be doing that activity. So as a data engineer, it's not your roles and responsibility.
Hello, one more question. Hi, Krishna.
Just a moment. Yeah, I'll complete that. Let me just ask that guy, is that make sense, the person who asked that question?
Yeah,
Yes,
Krishna.
yes, so.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, please go ahead, other person. Can you just say your name?
Actually, I want to know that are we building the data warehouse application using the Snowflake, or we are building the database application from this tool?
We will be building data warehouse in a Snowflake for an application. So for a particular project, okay, we'll be building in a Snowflake. So end to end of data. So in MySQL also, we have built in a database from a start. So we have a sample data available. So we built all the tables, everything, and we derived all the analytics out of it. Okay. In a similar fashion, in a Snowflake also, we will be creating in a new data warehouse. Okay. So in that data warehouse, we'll have a schemas, databases, and all will be created. Okay. And we will be start creating from a table onwards. So if you think table onwards, I'm creating a table, inserting a data inside that is going to be a modeling. So modeling have a different dimensions. Okay. So if I say virtual columns created, so anybody knows that virtual columns. Okay. So if you make a particular column to load only this data, and I want to do some kind of particular checks before loading the data into the table. If you think that is called as a modeling, yes, that kind of stuff we are going to do it as part of engineering. Okay. But what we will be doing is I will create a schema, and this schema is going to have this information itself. That is something we as a data engineers is not his responsibilities. Okay. Data modelers will be talking to the business analysts and executives. They will come up with an idea. Okay. All this product information should be available under this particular schema. Okay. In this product, every season having a product changes is happening, improvements is happening. Okay. So every improvement information should be available in this particular table. Okay. So different tables to be maintained for the different products. So that kind of definitions at the modeling will be happening as part of data modelers. But how it needs to be implemented. So I say that I got a question. So a requirement saying from a data modeler, see Krishna, there is a particular column. I want to design, I want to model. I make sure that particular column when it is loading, it has to undergo some checks. Based on the checks, the particular value should be applicable, loaded into that particular column. That kind of model you want to do it, yeah, you need to consider it as a data engineering only. Okay, you are designing the table, you are going to make the table to work like that. It's a part of a data engineering. But that idea, whole concept of idea will be approaches or appears at a data modeler level. Okay, so just understand what is the difference between a data modelers and data engineers. So thought process will happen by the data modelers, implementation will happen by the data engineers. Okay, does that make sense, Azhar? Okay, perfect. Yeah. Someone else was raised hand. Who was that?
So whatever the Python we learn in this course is more than enough to do our daily two works.
Yes, more than data engineering, right?
Job,
so more than data. So if you ask me what Krishna usually developers do, right? Data frames. Okay, they go for pandas and they do all the time data frames. Okay, but to perform that particular data frames, what you need to do is you need to understand the basics, how the really operators works. Okay,
Yeah.
or really numerical works, right? So that and all we will be learning and go and implement the data frame.
So do we need any basics Python? Basics
I
of
don't
Python
think so.
for it?
You need to know. You don't need to know. So we will be anyway we're covering from scratch.
Super. Okay.
Okay.
So from the optimization point of view, what topics you are going to cover?
So optimization comes at a different levels, Raj. Okay. So I think this MySQL itself, right? There are hundreds of optimizations we have discussed instead of hundreds or tens of optimization I have discussed. Okay. So whoever the students right now who are undergone this MySQL, right? So they are maintaining a sheet only for an optimizations. Okay, it could be how the SQL optimization can be done, how CTEs they can able to run it. What is the difference between a distinct and a group by? Which one is an optimized way to
No,
build it?
my question is basically regarding the search optimization and
Okay, you're talking about here on a
advanced.
Snowflake level.
Sorry.
Snowflake level, you mean, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we are going to learn search optimization. We are going to learn, okay, and we will be learning how really, how information tables are going to help you to understand, how quick your particular queries are going to run. And in Snowflake, what are the better ways to be designed? Okay, like a dynamic tables, right? So instead of a streams, your requirement would be different way, and how your requirement, how you can able to design your dynamic tables or QAS. Now you can say QAS, right? So query acceleration services, how
Yes.
that is helpful that. So these are all topics we will be learning as part of the Snowflake.
Okay.
So are we also covering the Snowflake concepts like the time travel, failsafe?
Exactly. Time travel, cloning, dynamic tables. So some opportunities are there right now in still the preview state. Okay, iceberg tables. I don't know how many folks has been done that. Any search iceberg tables are also going to come up. Okay, dynamic tables also you are. I don't know how many folks know that dynamic tables is just released a month ago or 2 months ago, I would call. Okay, right. So we are going to learn the dynamic tables also, how we can able to implement the dynamic tables. And you would be seeing, right? So not only this, so as a student, right? So whatever we are going to taught you now, so we every time once you are logged in with us, we will be going to provide this website access, and this website access we are going to have in a blocks also. Okay, in this blocks we will be having all the technologies explicit. Now you go to the Snowflake, right? So right now you're not seeing this. You will be seeing a once you log in. I'm into still the homepage. Login, you'll see all the topics what we are going to taught will be in a blog state, and every blog will have in a video also. Your walkthrough video also will be available. So that kind of information also you're going to get it. So you don't need to go outside and search something you really you need it. So we are building in a website. So it's almost completed. So in this website, you will be going to get all the information available for you. Okay, it's not only Snowflake. So you can see many things are available. So many things are going to come up as well.
Is access to these videos, how many days will it be?
So it will be for 1 year. The day you join from that particular point into, you will be getting in a 1 year. Okay. If you still see you didn't get a job and you need some help over there, so we are happy to extend it for some more time.
Nice, super. Yeah.
Okay. Any questions?
So is there a option to join only DBT?
Yes, there is an option to join. So last time we didn't had this. This time onwards,
Sorry?
you can join. Yes, there is an opportunity. You able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. You can able to hear this. You can able to join at any place, right? So every time folks are being already trained. Okay, they need a different. So initial stages we didn't had this Python and we didn't had this DBT also. Eventually, when we see the requirements, we started amending this kind of technical things to the course. Okay, so you can able to choose whatever the technical things you need it. Okay, and so few folks they already know the concept. They need only the videos also. We are going to provide it. Okay, so for every concept, how you want to break it down and bits and pieces also, if you want it, we are happy to provide in that.
So for
Our
DBT, what is the duration and when can I join that?
So
What?
DBT
How
is
many
going to be the
classes?
last thing. Okay, so
Yeah.
DBT is
How
going
many
to be the last.
classes?
So it is going to be 18 classes. 2 days is going to project. So almost it is going to be 20 days.
20 days, right?
Yeah, 20 days. But it starts at, I believe, as per the roadmap, it starts at the March first week.
Oh.
Yeah, it's going to be long time. So we have to cover each and everything and projects to be completed. And finally, we have to come here. So if you are looking for only DBT, we will provide you the previous batch videos.
Okay.
So it will cover entire DBT.
Yeah, it will cover entire DBT. So entire DBT. So now again, the question is DBT, they are evolving day to day. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you say, Krishna, why don't you cover that one? That would have been released after we covered it. Okay. So what happened is, what is you needed? how can you able to show that, yes, I have an experience on this in a project? That level of confidence will bring up with the topics we're going to discuss.
So when we say DBT, right? So in that also one project will be there, how to create
Yes, yes,
the
there will be a project.
module and how to create that seed and the testing and all that, right?
Feeds and all is a very simple. We will do it. Yeah. So you will be creating a macros also.
Okay.
You will be writing a Zinza code and you will be creating a macros for a customized test cases.
So if person don't know the Zinda, so you are going to start from
We
the
are going to
basic.
start this. Yeah, yeah. It's all syntax. I would say it's not a
Okay.
something rocket science. It's just a syntax.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a macro in a visual code, right?
DBT course.
Sorry. Let's that person complete. What is that? Sorry.
So what would be the cost for DBT I mean, only.
I don't have the breakdown with me right now, so you can talk to my admin. I'll pass the information after this slide. Okay. So
Okay,
you can
sure.
talk to them. They'll give you a breakdown.
Sure, sure. Thanks.
Okay. No worries. Yeah. Please go ahead. Who is that?
Where do you create a macro? Visual code, okay. Going to create a macro.
So macros, right? So we DBT concept called as a macros is there. Okay. In DBT, there is a concept called as a macros. Inside that macros, we will be designing our code. Okay. That macro will be used as a reusable framework. Okay. So we will be creating that as part of a DBT training. Okay. So let me take this one. Okay. This guy is pinging. Guru, hey Guru. Let me take this, Guru. One sec. Are we going to have demo today? How much this course costs? So we are not going to have a demo. This class is majorly, sorry, this particular session is majorly to make you guys understand what is this particular roadmap and when it is going to start. So to understand very high level of what we are going to learn it. Okay, Deepak, that's Krishna. Hi, Krishna. I'm Guru. I'm a non-IT education background. How this course, cloud data engineering, going to help me to get into the job? So that's fine, Guru. So we do have in a existing batch, right? We have a folks who are fresh graduates. Okay, so they are into a different mechanical and civil. So nowadays, IT is something for everyone, right? So you can find an opportunities. So what are the chances for me going through this course, cloud data engineering, right? So do your due diligence or a homework at your end. So understand these concepts. What are the how many job opportunities we have it? Okay, so I would say yes, there are plenty of opportunities. You guys believe or not? So Snowflake with no Snowflake with AWS and DBT combination, though we are at a freeze time now. Okay, we are freeze time. You don't find an opportunities in a December and start of a January. There are Deloitte, L&T, and Intellect, and some other companies. Okay, our folks are getting everyday calls for an interviews. Okay, so that much demand is there. So I would say definitely there is you have an opportunities in the market. So you can find it as a non-IT also. So turn up your non-IT into an IT when you are showing an experience, and you can go with this particular technical stack for the job search. Okay. Mirnal, they say, what will be the fees of this course? So fees of this course was 27K, Mirnal. Okay. So now as you are joining from a Snowflake, there will be a little bit, cut in that particular amount. So I'll pass the details after this slide. Please ask them. They will have the breakdown and they will provide you all the information. Okay. So Guru, I think I have answered you. Okay. I'll quickly complete this and I'll come. Marco is different, Excel and macro. So yeah, macros, not VB scripting, Visual Basic Scripting on a macros. Okay, not that macros. That macros are totally different, Chetan. Okay, that's a VB scripting which we will be writing on top of an Excel, or you can write it on your Outlook. Also, you can write that Visual Basics. So that's totally different. Okay, yeah, okay. I think I covered all the questions. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, Azhar. Azhar, I'm having a hard time to hear you. Can you be little louder or can you be little, keep your mouthpiece near and
No, actually, I just want to know, are we learning the Matillion concept in this course also?
not Metallion. Metallion is a different third-party tool, right? So Metallion, we are not going to do. Metallion is majorly to perform all the ETL tasks. So that ETL task we will be performing as part of the Snowflake, as part of the Python. So we will be writing how the ETL to be worked. Metallion is again the UI components been already designed. You drag and drop and design, put the component. So here we are going to build from the scratch, not the Metallion. So to straightforward Metallion, Fivetran, there are Heva, there are many other tools like that. So no third-party tools here. Okay.
I think we are learning the AWS Glue for ATM.
Yeah, for ETL activities, we will use the AWS Glue also. Same ETL activities, we will be learning the Lambda functions also. We'll write a Python code in a Lambda. So whatever we are learning here in this point, right, that we will be implementing as part of the Lambda functions, and we will be doing an ETL activities there as well.
Krishna here.
Sorry, who is that?
Bala here.
Hey, Bala, please go ahead.
So I'm almost 10 years experience. If I learn this, how would be challenge to convert it to in this area?
Where you are right now, Bala?
Sorry?
Where you are right now? I mean, with what technologies you stick to right now?
SAS, SAS.
You are into SaaS. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is your what's your thought process of moving into data engineering or a data side?
No, I want more to data engineer. Like here, almost the SAS almost 50 years old, and nowadays market
It's a
is also
sunsetting, yeah. It's sunsetting
yeah,
technology.
yeah.
So I would say, see, Bala, you'll find a lot of opportunities, right? So 10 years you have it. So till 12, 13 years, you can still say you are a senior developer. Okay. So what you can do is you can show up out of your SaaS 10 years, you can show up a 3, 4 years into this particular technical stack. You will find a great opportunities and you will find a very good salaries in the market.
Okay, okay.
Hi,
Okay.
Chris.
Hi, Krishna. Is it audible?
Yes. Can I know your name?
Yeah, my name is Mukesh.
Hey, Mukesh. Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know if it's a stupid question, but Redshift is a part of AWS stack and it works as a database only, right?
Correct.
I mean, uh, is it natural that, I mean, who has AWS uh, in the company, I mean, would also work with Snowflake?
Yes, yeah, it's nothing stupidity in that, I would say. Okay, we are also working. Okay, we are working from a lot many years on the same stack. Okay, so what we do is Redshift is majorly stuck to the AWS, right? To perform any ETL actions or anything, Redshift will not allow you to perform any kind of ETL activities directly on a Redshift. You have to rely on a AWS Glue or a Lambda functions or a different other services on AWS, where you have to spend or gain knowledge is going to be a little tough. Okay. So what we do is we perform all the ETL activities and everything on a Snowflake that is little easier for us. Okay. And also when it comes to the optimization techniques and the Redshift, right? Redshift is something you have to maintain by yourself. Okay. Though there is a serverless, there is a lot of the maintenance you have to perform in a Redshift. When it comes to your Snowflake, this makes your life easy, that maintenance and all will be taken care by the Snowflake company for you directly. Okay. You don't need to rely on this any of Redshift mode. In that cases, right? I would say AWS company itself will use a Snowflake for some reasons. Okay, there are some articles you can read that in a in a Google or somewhere. AWS is closely tightly coupled with the Snowflake, and Snowflake is also vice versa in that way. Snowflake is a cloud agnostic solution, which means it can able to connect to any public clouds. Okay, and the first step the Snowflake has taken with an AWS, the integrations, including the private links and all with an AWS, is in a high configurable. Okay, so you can see that way, you can learn that. So yes, that there is nothing stupidity, because the optimizations and where your companies are mostly where I can save the money, that place they can able to find it as a Snowflake. Okay, so to you I'm saying, right, so we are using it for a different reasons. Okay,
Thank you. Thank
no
you.
worries. Yeah, let me quickly take a question. There was a question here. Hi Krishna, I have 1.5 years of experience but not in a data engineering, but I am searching for a jobs in a Snowflake. Most of the company wants experience, less opportunity for 1 to 3 years experience. What's your opinion? Yeah, people will always look for an experienced people, right? So may I know. Okay, Harkish. Okay, sorry if I spell reading your name wrong. Okay, so yes, people they will be asking for an experienced people, I would say. So even 1 year experience in a Snowflake, you'll find a lot of opportunities. Okay, 0 to 4 years experience, 0 to 5 years experience, you will be finding a lot of opportunities in a Snowflake. Okay, so now you are saying almost 1.5 years of experience, right? So what I would say is 1.5 is more than enough for you to go for as in a Snowflake developer. Okay, you don't need to say that I have an extensive knowledge on AWS or a DBT. How can you turn up your profile is you are a Snowflake developer, you have a AWS knowledge and a Python knowledge, and you are using a DBT also. Okay, so a couple of folks recently, who are every day that we are connecting with them, right? They are also going with the 2 years of experience. Okay, they have in a 2 years of experience in an Oracle admin or something like that. Those folks who turned their profile into a data engineer, and they are going as a Snowflake developer. They got placed into Deloitte and Intellect also, I believe. So they are placed into that companies. So that no worries, 1.5 is a good opportunity. From down the line, now we are going to talk is 3 months, right? By the time you will become almost near to 2 years. So 2 years, more than 1 year, anything is in a very good opportunities. Okay, fresh grads. So fresh grads, it's going to make it sense, right? So what happens is fresh grads going to complete the sessions and coming to that point to the certifications, right? Just now someone mentioned, right? So on a MySQL level, we supply the information where exactly you can able to do the free certifications, not to pay. Okay, I always encourage that not to pay. Unless your company is paying for you, you don't do certifications. Certifications are not going to prove you that much, but certifications make you to profile listed in a better manner. Okay, I don't demotivate on the certifications. Do your certifications. Okay, so anything which you need to pay for the certifications, don't do on your own self. Company will do benefits out of it. Okay, but whenever you're going for a certification, ask your company to pay for it. Okay, so in that sense, what we will be doing is MySQL. We have shown some LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn certification, free certifications. How can you get it? When you go into a Snowflake level, Snowflake, we will be showing you an opportunity. Snowflake University is there. Okay, inside that universities, there will be a 5 free badges you will be getting. You have to complete the exams. The simple exams. Not once you are completed our course, you will be ready to complete that exams. Okay, so once you complete and submit that project, they will be giving you an badges. So you will complete that 5 badges, put it on your resume on a top level. Okay, it will show that you are completed all these ones. Okay, when it comes to Python also there are a lot of open certifications, free certifications are there. Okay, you can do it. Okay, on AWS level also you have to pay and do it. Okay, I won't encourage to do it in AWS. DBT provides a free certifications again, so that is called as a badges. We call DBT badges. So here also you can able to complete at least a three to four badges. Okay, so that you can complete many free badges and will have it on your resume. Okay, so if some people are interested right now, my third batch or fourth batch people, they used to ping us in a group saying that they have company sponsored them a Snowflake certification, they have successfully completed like that. Okay, so when company sponsors, you go for a Snowflake, because it will cost you 18,000 20,000. I would say unnecessary you put it from your pocket. Okay, so did I answer your question, Chetan, right? Yeah, Chetan, can you tell the certification is Snowflake? Yes. So Chetan, we will be learning. Please do answer the questions also. What real-time projects are we doing in this course? Yeah, so Pratik, sorry, I have missed your. I mostly see all the job postings saying they want experience, freshers scale. So yeah, freshers means, see, what happens is nowadays, I'm being realistic here, okay? So yeah, everyone needs an experienced people. I'm using the same statement. Okay. Freshers means fresh graduates. That's like who passed out of their engineering this year or last year, something we call it. Okay. So nowadays, what happens is to show you an experience, either you have to go for a little something, you're putting a fake certificates or something you want to go for it. We don't provide that anyway. Okay, we don't provide that anyway, right? So what happens is, as a fresher you cannot able to cope up, right? So who are there, so they have to do some kind of gimmicks like this and put it so that you will find a better opportunities. Because it is all listing, right? So but there are, you go to the LinkedIn or you go to the Naukri or there where you search for his jobs with this profiles, they are showing 0 to 5 years. They say 0 to 5 years, that means 0 is called as a freshers. Okay, for those folks also they are showing interest saying that to hire a people. Okay, so but what is an ideology of behind it and a fresher, right? So how could you know Snowflake when you someone asks you a fresher, how could you know Snowflake? How could you able to say that? Okay, when you're able to say that, so I have taken training, I have completed this, why can't you technically ask me if I go through the interview? So that way you have to discuss with an interviewer and go with it. So that's in a hypo. Prasad, do we have offline training? Sorry, Prasad, we don't have an offline training for now. There are some batches are running. So machine learning is running an offline, but we don't have this one started yet. Okay, after this COVID, so offline batches are drastically reduced. So in right now, we don't have a plan also to start any offline for now, because we have versatile people and from a different locations. Okay. So I cover Pragjita, right? Pragjita. Please do answer what real-time projects are we doing in this course. So real-time projects, right? So when we comes to this one, so what are the requirements we will be getting in the projects? So example, I would take, AWS, right? So AWS, you will be getting a requirements as a developer. They say that you are going to get a files on a real-time basis. For every 5 minutes, you are going to get a files in your S3 locations. Okay. Some analytical people are expecting the data to be available on a Redshift or a DynamoDB as soon as the data is being available. Okay. So they will ask you to start building in a pipeline for this, build that pipeline to make the data available in the target. Okay. So those kind of real-time projects, what exactly it happens in the, companies, right? Those and all we will be practicing and completing the tasks. Mukesh, could you please explain what DBT is used for? Yeah, Mukesh, sure. So Prajakta, I believe I have answered your question. If not, you can ask me again. Okay. So next question, DBT, right? So DBT, right? DBT nowadays, whatever you want to do in outside transformation, something like you have to build a reusable code. Okay. Your databases is something, databases or data warehouses, you have it as a Snowflake, either you can call it as a MySQL, either you call it as a PostgreSQL or Redshift, whatever it could be. Okay. So now what you need to do is you don't need to use that particular, you don't need the folks to be use that particular cloud data warehouses or writing a programs. You don't need to do any of the task. Okay. Some projects how they're designing now is they want to write all the codes into a particular tool. Okay. Which can helpful for them to schedule in that same tool and can be a reusable transformation. So you can able to write it. Okay. In a very similar, simple fashion. Okay. I don't want to write a different logics, 100 lines or 200 lines. How smartly I can able to write the logic and reuse the existing code available. Okay. So that doing a business rules transfer, business rules implementations. Okay. A business rules implementation on a reusable fashion. For that reason, you will be using a data build tool. Okay. As part of this data build tool, you can build your models. As part of the models, you can able to build your business rules as a transforms. Okay. You will be seeing how the transform one table to another table, where it is used, how it is used. Okay. What are all the dependencies? What are the parents? What are the child? Okay. That all the dependencies, lag, lineage and all you will be seeing. Okay. And you can able to schedule that job to be executed in the DBT itself. Okay. And the documentation creations and the test cases and freshness, data freshness, how you can able to check the data. This all you can able to implement as part of the DBT. Okay. Who wants to, nowadays companies, what they're doing is some projects, they won't give you a Visual Studio. They won't give you any Python. They don't give you any databases interfaces. They say that I am going to provide you database, DBT. I'll provide you this particular connections. The databases are there. You read it from there and build all your logic at a one place. Okay. That one place is going to be a DBT. Okay. That we are going to learn. How the configurations, everything to be set up. How can we utilize this DBT? Okay. That information we'll be learning here. Okay. How many years experience we can keep on AWS data engineer, as I have more than 12 plus years experience. Prasad, 12 plus years experience is more than a year. Okay. So when you have a 12 plus years experience, right? So what you can do is keep your last 4 years into this particular technical step. Okay. So whatever we are learning, you will be more than 4 or 5 years experience people, that particular knowledge we are going to grab it as part of this roadmap. Okay. So you keep 4 to 5 years of experience in the technical stack, and rest of that, whatever the, wherever you are into this, your technical technology, right? You keep that, not a problem. Okay. So we have a folks who are into non-IT, right? Who are into management side, who are into quality side and all, who moved into a Snowflake. Okay. What they have done is they said that they have moved into the Snowflake, or they've moved into AWS somewhere from last 2 years, 2.5 years, and they are got the jobs also. Okay. So as you are already into 12 plus years, I would say you will be fitting into a bit of senior lead, developer engineer, or you will be touching an associate architect roles. Okay. So instead of associate architect roles, I would associate architect roles also you can try. Okay. I would say, I won't say it will not fit in. You can try it, but senior lead, right? You can apply for a senior lead level, data engineer level. So you can go through this technical stack and you can put a 5 years of experience in your 12 years. Okay. Any other questions?
Hi, Krishna. One question.
Yes.
So SnowSQL is, alternative to batch scripts and batch scripts, right?
What is that? Can you repeat the first point?
SnowSQL is alternative to, what I've understood by your explanation is SnowSQL is alternative to batch scripts, right? Or batch scripts.
No. SQL, SQL. You mean SQL, or you're talking about Snowflake? SQL, right? SQL means it's just a one more feature of a Snowflake, okay, where you can able to deal with some kind of files which are available locally in your system. Okay. So example, I would say your H drive is having some file. Okay. You want to load that file into a Snowflake environment, into a table, or you want to move it into your stages, or if you want to move it into an external stages, okay, internal stages or external stages. So that way you can use a SQL. Okay. So think that it's in a CLI, command line interrupter. Okay. So you have knowledge on Unix, anything like that, Unix, Linux like that?
Batch script.
Batch script. Okay. Batch scripts also. Okay. Batch scripts. You mean .bat?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you can call it as a, I don't call it. So batch scripts, usually what happens, it will run on a command prompt. Whenever you .boot and you click it, actually it takes the help of the command prompt and it will run it. What is command prompt? Command prompt is again a CLI. So SnowSQL is also some kind of CLI.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. I hope I answered your question. You're breaking in between, but yes, I hope I answered your question. Okay. Any other questions? We'll see if you guys have any questions, please do call that number and check with us if you have any questions. Okay.